Hi, this is JC again. I'm a little bit hoarse, but I kind of want to get this chapter 33 in. I haven't done one in a while, and I don't want to get too far behind. So, without further ado, this is chapter 33 of my book entitled Todd. Todd saw that things were pretty well taken care of here in Mercer, so he went back to Belton. Betsy had already gone to the store, so Todd called her there from the house. He explained what had happened and that he thought he should leave whatever needed to be done up to Jim's family. Betsy agreed, and Todd said he'd be there within the hour after he'd made calls to Junior, Chuck, and Leslie. Todd called Leslie, and she picked up the phone on the second ring. "Hi, Guy," she said. "What a nice way to start the day." "Maybe not," replied Todd. "I have some bad news. Let's get Junior and Chuck on a conference call, and I'll tell you all what it's about." He then dialed Junior and put him on hold, and dialed Chuck. Within a couple of minutes, all four of them were online. "What's going on?" asked Junior. Todd said, "There's only one way to say it. Say this. Jim died last night. Jake called me at 3 or so this morning and told me about it. I don't know why he called me instead of 911 or one of his family members, but he did. He panicked a bit, I guess. I drove over there to give him some support. He was about out of it." Todd continued on and described what had happened. He told them he thought Jake and his folks had things pretty well in hand now and doubted there was much the rest of us could do, but except maybe each call after a time and see if they could offer to do anything to help. Leslie spoke up then. "Todd, maybe someone should go there and see if the store's opened or something. It's a franchise now. I wonder if Jake even thought of that. It looks like Jim was the only one who had anything to do with the store." Junior said, "I don't have anyone here who could do it." "I agree, it's a good idea, but who can go?" "Good idea. I can go," said Todd. "Les, are you in school today?" "Nope, I got a couple days off. I could go with you and help." "Okay, it's settled then. I'll call Jake and have him leave the key to the store somewhere," said Todd. With that, they finished their conversation, and Todd called Jake's number. Jake answered on the first ring. "I was just going to call you," he said. "What should I do about the store?" Todd said, "Jake, leave the key somewhere I can get it, and I'll handle that for you. Leslie and I will come over, and we'll take care of the store. I'll put it in the newspaper receptacle. Todd, thanks for all your help. I guess I lost it for a while." "It's no problem," said Todd. "That's what friends are for. We'll head on over that way in a few. We might be a bit late, but we'll get there and get things handled. Don't worry about the store. We're all family now." Todd hung up the phone and called his mom and told her what he was going to do. Then he called Les and told her to come on over, and they would head for Mercer. In a few minutes, Leslie pulled her car up to the curb. Todd was waiting at the front door, and he walked to the car and got in, and they left. They chatted, and Les quipped it was nice being Todd's chauffeur. Todd grinned and said, "Hey, I'll have that handled before very long." Soon Leslie and Todd got to Jim's store in Mercer and parked out front. There were a few people waiting to get in. Todd retrieved the key and opened the door. He told the folks waiting that he would need a few minutes to get things ready. Luckily, Jim had left the receipts from yesterday there in a money bag, so it didn't take long to get started. Then it occurred to him, these might be friends of Jim's. He chatted with him as he got the register ready. A middle-aged man had already gotten a few things from their shelves and was waiting to check out. The others were waiting nearby. Todd asked no one in particular. "You folks are friends with Jim?" To a person, they said they were. Todd stopped fussing with the register and said, "I have some bad news." The man who had already gotten his things said, "Jim didn't die, did he?" Todd replied, "Yes, he did, last night at his home." The same man said, "You must be Todd Daniels." "Yes, I am," replied Todd. "Jim told me about you. He thought a lot of you and your dad. He said you were the smartest man in the world. Actually, he said the smartest kid. I thought you'd be smaller, more like 13-year-olds usually are. I'm glad he had you as a friend. I knew Bobby, your dad, too. He was a great guy." And with a chuckle, he added, "Not just not too good at poker." Several people offered their condolences to Todd and Les. It seemed Jim was both well known and well liked by most everyone. After a while, Chuck called and asked what he could do to help. Todd suggested he call Junior and see if he could help there. The stores were pretty well stocked up for a while, so there was no need for any hauling or deliveries. Chuck had been thinking about his job and what to do with idle time. He asked Todd what he thought about having 2 otherwise slow days a week set aside as customer delivery days, days he could use to make deliveries of the larger orders to the customers. "Good idea," said Todd. "We'll see which days those might be, and when things settle down some, you and I need to talk about money for you. Keep a record of your expenditures and your time, mileage on the truck, and whatever else needs to be looked at. You're going to need some money now to cover what you spent on your trip." Chuck called Junior and asked if there was anything he could do at the store. Junior said he could use some help. Business had picked up some, and some folks were having to wait. Chuck drove to the store and parked out back. Junior saw him come through the back door and went to meet him. "How you doing, kid?" he said. "Bad about Jim." "Yeah, it is," replied Chuck. "Oh, I'm getting bored," he added with a grin. Junior told Chuck to walk around a bit and familiarize himself with the stock. Chuck walked up and down the aisles, looking at different articles and noting where and how they were stocked. Then he went to the front where Junior was waiting on a customer. He waited while Junior rang up some items for a man and placed them in a plastic bag. "Thanks a lot, bud," he said to the customer. "Come back again." Now Junior turned to Chuck. "You ever do this before?" "Nope," replied Chuck, "but I'm a fast learner, and I hate idle time. What do you want me to do first?" "Just say, 'Hello, may I help you?' and smile. Most of the people here know where everything is, so just follow their cue," said Junior. Then Junior showed him how to ring up items on the cash register and make out the sales slip. "Have you and Todd decided how you get paid yet?" asked Junior. "Not yet," Chuck replied. "He mentioned it today. I guess we'll get together after everything dies down a little and figure something out." "There's something else," said Junior. "How's your wife doing at the truck stop?" "I don't know," replied Chuck. "Okay, I guess. Why do you ask?" "Business is really picking up," said Junior, "and I might need to hire someone else to work here. What would you and your wife think about her working here?" Chuck was quiet for a minute, like letting the question sink in. Junior chuckled aloud. "Got to let it sink in?" he asked. "No," said Chuck. "It's just we were talking about that last night. She was saying how great it would be if we could both work at the same place." Now, this is the end of chapter 33 of my book entitled Todd. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you'll come back again for chapter 34. I don't know exactly when that'll be. I gotta say, I'm a little bit hoarse. I got my hip implant, and in the process somewhere, I guess a tube went down my windpipe and damaged my vocal cord a little bit. So I'm kind of put on hold for all my singing and entertaining now. And actually, this little bit of talking that I just did is more than I'm supposed to do too. So anyhow, I'll get back to it as soon as I can. And without further ado, I'll tell you that this is JC, and we'll see you down the road if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. See you later.